Combiner Wars reviews continue. Welcome back. I'm Mike Dezaras Prime, and today, Ironhide. Now, I remember my top 10 of 2018. I mentioned, because Masterpiece Ironhide was in it, I believe, number 4. And I mentioned how I liked the movie versions of the toy. And I like pretty much every Ironhide I've got. I didn't get the Studio Series or the movie Masterpiece because I don't need them because I like the movie versions. Yeah, one of the reasons I got the Masterpiece one was because of this. Now, I want to like this. I really do. But this just isn't a good mould. I mentioned that there would be moulds that aren't that good. Brawl Tank, for example, that Lyo Kaiser managed to pull off, the Sunstreaker Wheeljack mould, and this thing. It has some good points. I will talk about the good, I will talk about the bad, and I will talk about the weedy. Because this is fucking Ironhide. Ironhide's supposed to be hard. He's supposed to be a proper Sazard fucking grizzled veteran bastard. He's not here, is he? I get it, deluxe, supposed to be small. I get it, he's a van. Or a truck, or something. But yeah, let's talk about the good stuff. It's a nice head sculpt. What you can see of the head sculpt, because it kind of blends in with the fucking massive fucking van bonnet on his fucking back. I wish they could have done something better with that. I like the chest for the most part, left and right. The middle with the fucking big black combiner port just makes it stick out really bad. They should have painted that a different colour. It should have been grey at the very least, or red, because the only other black on this figure is the wheels. It looks really out of place. The arms, yes, they have these panels that can add to it from the side, but from the front, it just looks awkward as fuck. And it makes him look really weedy. Like, he's got really fucking skinny arms. That's not an Ironhide trait. Legs are fine. I like the legs. I like the piston effect in his shins. I think that's a really good touch. And he's got feet. He's got moulded feet, at least. That might be part of the flatbed on the back, but he at least has feet. I mean, even Prowl didn't have distinguishable feet. So, you know, kudos on that. You know, I'll talk about the good as well, because there are good points to this. The transformation's fun. The head sculpt's nice. The legs, they're okay. It's just the arms and the massive kibble on the back that it just, and the center of the chest, and fucking hell, abs, I feel should have been a different colour. It's not the best. Let's go points of articulation, shall we? Because I don't want to dwell on this too much. He has a ball joint head, full 360 rotation. His arms go all the way around, surprisingly, considering all the kibble. He has no upper arm swivel. His elbows are ratcheted. He has no wrist articulation. Nice clips on his elbows, but waist, he has the waist swivel as is standard with all limbs. He has the thigh swivel as is standard with all limbs. He has knees that bend 90 degrees. Or is it 45? It's 45 degrees, isn't it? I'm shit at maths. Although I can tell the difference between an inch and a millimetre. No foot swivel or ankle tilt or anything like that. Which, you know, you don't get in the limbs. All in all, disappointment. It has its good points, but it has its bad as well. It's not one I can gush over like I could over Prowl or Skyhawk, or it's not one that I can grow fond of over time like I did with Iron Bison and Drillhorn. It's just, it's not a mess, but it's not great. And even the abdominal area is hindered by the massive backpack, because you can't really see the curvature of his abs really well. They do actually curve in there, but it's all offset and blended in with this. I mean, I know Michael Bay said red doesn't photograph very well, but I'm pretty sure in any colour that would be an issue to determine. And this thing, it just... Now, I might be wrong. There might be a way of offsetting that a bit more, but I haven't discovered the way to do it. Right, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to move on to the vehicle mode. Now, his vehicle mode's okay. It's inoffensive. It's a decent little truck. It has a massive screw in one of the windows, but all in all, well, it ain't no universe Ironhide, is it? It's not bad. I mean, there's some nice detailing on it. The yellow stripe is nice going across. Again, painted windows, much like with Prowl. Weird little ridges on there, like the back spoiler, which kind of like, actually. I'm guessing that's intentional because it doesn't serve any other purpose. The feet kind of, they make a decent mudguard effect. The hood / bonnet, nice bit of detail there, and some nice silver paint on the grille, which is also on the back. I would say in this, with Ironhide, the vehicle mode is definitely better, but it just feels small. Like, it doesn't feel like Ironhide, because Ironhide's supposed to be a bigger, fucking bulkier kind, old grizzled, and here he just looks a bit, I don't know. It's like a prequel to Ironhide, like when he was a kid. And it's kind of, like I said, it's disappointing in robot mode. The vehicle mode's a lot better, but still a bit of a disappointment, because I'm allowed to give shit reviews, aren't I? And say something isn't that good. I think we're past that with fucking Dezaras, but yeah. Like I said, the robot is disappointing with good points. The vehicle is also disappointing with good points. I'd say it's good with a disappointment, and that being the size, but again, combine a limb. What are you going to do? Personally, maybe Ironhide should have been a torso. I feel like he would be better suited to a torso, given that he was the weapon specialist in the movies and that. And I know he wasn't the biggest in the cartoons in G1 and all that, but he wasn't a scout either. He was quite a big bastard, even in the cartoons. So I don't want to say Deluxe Ironhides hurt me, but there's definitely a reason why the best ones are all Voyagers, in my opinion. So let's get it to limb mode. We'll go with leg. You know what's coming. Simple enough, Ironhide is a leg. Now I will say this this particular mould does, I feel, succeed as a leg. I have Ironhide as the leg on Optimus Maximus or Betatron or whoever is attached to it at that point, because the leg looks fine. It's probably the best mold to use for the combiner leg, because you've got the flatbed for a start, which fills in a lot of the gaps. Around the back, you've still got that piston effect on his shins that adds to the effect as well. You've got the black port, and then you've got like the knee pad, bonnet, grill, hood type scenario that it makes for a more tidier package than most other limbs, like legs. And so yeah, this works as a leg in ways that other ones don't. They all work as arms and legs, but I mean this works better than most because it's so compact and it has some nice little effects to it. And as a leg, it definitely succeeds more than some of the others. It's just a shame that his best feature is to be a limb. Well, we'll see when we get to the arm. So we have, I don't even know. It's not great. It's, I don't know how people configured this the best, but it doesn't look great. You can have his arms up here to hide the wheels a bit, or you can have them down there, because down like that doesn't look as bad from that angle, or that angle I guess, but up there maybe looks a bit better. That just looks dumb as fuck. It does its job, I guess. As an arm, does its job like the rest of them, but I don't know. This one is just a disappointment. I mean, it's fine. It offers enough shoulder protection, doesn't it? If you want to go that route, but I really want to like this because it's Ironhide. I think I'm less bothered by the Trailbreaker version, probably because it isn't Ironhide. And, you know, like I said, I like most of my Ironhide figures. Even the 07 movie one. I can love that toy. Probably through sentiment, but it's still a decent enough figure. It's just, yeah, this is the worst Ironhide I've got. It's got a disappointing robot mode, a slightly better but still disappointing vehicle mode. His arm is average at best, but he makes a fucking good leg. And that's what this toy will be remembered for. Combiner Wars Ironhide. A fucking good leg. That about does it for this review of a fucking good leg. End it there. I've been Dezaras Prime. I'll be back with another review soon. You shall see me next time.